Hi guys, it's Iman Gaddy here, and I have a really great topic. I want to talk about vulnerability and how by having it and by being vulnerable, we can really deepen our fulfillment in this life. Now, I know a lot of us are really afraid to be vulnerable because, well, we've been hurt before and maybe it makes us feel insecure and uncomfortable. But I want to express to you that without it, it's really hard for us to let people in and for them to see us for who we really are. Now, it's true. If you are vulnerable, you might get hurt and you might not be treated well. It might backfire. Now, the possibility of that is so small when you think of the rewards and the deep, deep fulfillment that we get from being vulnerable. Now, that doesn't mean you walk around with your heart on your sleeve to everyone and anyone who will listen. No, not at all. So, first, before we get deeply vulnerable, we want to make sure that we have safe boundaries in place that make us feel structured, but also secure, but also open, right? So, it's something that takes practice, and you can practice your vulnerability with people that truly care for you and that you feel safe with. And, this might look like just opening up and telling people something that they didn't know about you. You might be able to share something with a family member about your life that they just might not be privy to. Maybe you can start with gratitude. You can start telling people who you really are affected by in a wonderful, positive way how much they mean to you. That's a form of vulnerability. We think of vulnerability, a lot of people think of it as like a weakness, but I like to think of it as an openness and a place that you can meet people on a deeper level so that they can see who you truly are. And for me, that's one of my favorite things is to be seen for who I really am at my heart of hearts. And I love when I meet people who are not afraid to be vulnerable with me and to let me know when things make them scared or when they feel insecure, but also when they feel deep joy and love and profound happiness, right? The things that really light them on fire are things that bring me closer to that person. So I know the deep satisfaction that I feel when in my relationships, romantic and otherwise, when I'm able to fully be myself, to fully shed any kind of, shields and closed doors and walls that I've built up over the years and just truly show up as I am. It's such a freeing feeling, and I wish it for everyone. And I know that you want to feel deeply fulfilled, and you might have trouble being vulnerable, but I want you to at least think about it. At least take the chance on yourself to think about it and explore what that would look like to you. Now, I'm not saying throw all your cards on the table because that might not feel safe for you, but I want you to take, your self-care into consideration and your boundaries into consideration, and then think about what opportunities might be afforded to you if you could just open up. There are so many beautiful people out there that might be looking for the love of their life and are a little bit afraid of opening up. I mean, now we live in a world, where there's lots more social media and there's lots more, talking to people through computers and not so much in person, right? So sometimes it feels like we have these walls built up where we can text people. We don't have to really say how we feel. We don't have to talk on the phone anymore. And that can put up a lot of boundaries when trying to get to know someone. And sometimes it can take forever when trying to get to know someone if you don't become vulnerable and actually meet them where, out on the edge of possibility, right? So if you really look for things in your life to be more fulfilling and you're hoping to attract things into your life, whether it's people or opportunities that, really are in line with who you are and in line with your life's purpose and in line with the missions and things that you want going on in your life, then I encourage you to attempt vulnerability. Show up as you are. Say when things make you happy. Say when things make you uncomfortable. Share something that might let someone in a little closer. I've known some people for years, years and years and years, and I didn't feel very close to them because every time I asked something about them, maybe they were guarded. They didn't share too much. They kind of kept their private life very private. And so it's hard for us if we're trying to get to know someone and they don't share anything about themselves. And it's hard for those of us who are trying to be vulnerable with you because you're not opening up, right? And it's the same the other way around. I'm sure many times in my life I have been closed off and afraid to open up for fear of rejecting, being rejected, or that I just wouldn't be accepted for who I am. And so, it just makes both people sort of have walls up and you don't get anywhere. So once I learned to be vulnerable, and it took baby steps. I'm not saying go ahead and just show everyone all that you got tomorrow. Not at all. Because that might not feel good for you. And it might come across not really great for other people too. But if you do it authentically and show up as you are and be ready to be accepted by the people who care about you, and to understand that not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone, you're not made for everyone. But if you can show up in that from that vulnerable place, I really do know that you will have a fulfillment that you just would not have otherwise. And that the people who are waiting for that connection from you will be completely blown away by your authenticity and by just who you are at the core of your being. And that's such a great, deep way to connect with other people. So it could be small. Share things that bring you joy. Share things that happen to you in your life. Share an experience that someone might not know. Share a fear that you have that, maybe you don't tell too many people, but it might give them a little bit of an understanding into who you are. And the thing that I love to share the most is what we're passionate about, right? Share what really, really lights you up in this world and why you get out of bed in the morning. Those kind of things really connect human beings to each other, and they make friendships and every relationship so fulfilling. So I hope this message has helped you in some way, and I hope that you have the courage and bravery and passion to step into your life in a more vulnerable way and to show people who you really are at your heart, because I know that they're all waiting to see you for who you really are. And there's nothing more beautiful than to be seen and accepted for who we really are. So I hope this message has helped you in some way, and I wish you the most fulfilling life and adventure and everything that your heart desires. So thanks for watching. Mwah. See you next time.